it. Bounce 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 it.
Do it. What? Do it. 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 What? Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Fico de quatro, no jogar 30 eu fico de lado. No jogar dentro jogar com força, vagabunda me deixa de chotado. Eu fico de quatro, no jogar 30 eu fico de lado. No jogar 30 eu fico de lado. No jogar dentro me deixa de chotado.
Bounce it. 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 Bounce it.
Pop like this.
So yeah, so I was working from home on Monday, which is nice.
Lock in, lock in.
Come on, Josh.
Get up! Hey, get him in, get him in, get him in.
But yes, SBD session has been completed. Definitely a lot to reflect on. So I don't love talking between sets. It's funny enough, like I'll talk like to people, which I also don't love doing, but you know, it's kind of a nature of the business and etc. So like, especially if I'm on my week 4 and I'm doing my week 4 SBD, I do not like to really talk in between sets. I like to stay as dialed as possible. It's a long session. It takes forever to get through, and the extra conversation in the middle of it doesn't help because then it turns a 3-hour session to like 5. All in all, I'll just kind of walk through my session a little bit. If you don't care about this part of the video, one, you shouldn't be on my channels. Like, why wouldn't you not care about, you know, it's part of me. If you care about me, then you care about this part. This part is important. So, all in all, decent session. Definitely not ideal in some capacity, but if I had to rate it, I'm gonna give the session as a whole 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, squat felt heavy from the jump. It just felt heavy from the get-go. As soon as I unracked it, it felt heavy. All the warm-ups felt heavy. I thought my last warm-up was going to be 605. I did 605. It just, I don't know what it was. It just didn't feel like, it felt off. I can't even explain it, but it just felt off. But I did 605. It moved kind of slow, whatever. Then I went into 660, or no, I did 672 after that. It moved okay. Like it still moved smooth, but it didn't have that click, let's get it. So I was like, all right, let's take 727, because when I first went into the session, I was like, okay, maybe I'll do like 744, 733, but I went on the more conservative side and did 727. I hit it for a double at basically max rep. I did not have one more rep in me. I don't think I had another pound in me. Ironically enough though, I hit 705 for a double last week, and last week if I would have had 727 on my back, I think it would have flew. I just think this was a little bit of like a weird week for me, but it's okay. It is what it is. So that being said, took 727, moved okay. As you can see in the video, it was okay. Like it looked like I was struggling with it, but surprisingly enough, on the second rep, I definitely felt like I was in control. It just moved a little slow, got a little sticky, but it's nothing that I'm not used to. It's nothing that I've never dealt with before. I've had much worse reps with that weight, so it is what it is. Usually when it gets sticky like that, it's a sign of one of two things. Either it's like kind of heavy fatigue, like on my hips, and I don't have that same kind of snappiness out the pocket. But I'm also recovering. I don't know if you can hear, I'm a little congested, but I am recovering from a little bit of a cold, but it is what it is. So now moving on to bench, as you guys have know, I had a little minor pec strain last block about 4 weeks ago from today. I had a little bit of a pec strain. So I have kind of been, this whole block has been very light on bench. I've been kind of easing back into benching heavy. It's just not something that I'm ready to push. It's something that I feel like I could go heavier, but I'm just like taking it easy because in my head, I'd rather take it easy and build back into where my bench was than like actually tear my pec. So thankfully, everything with my pec seems to be okay. I don't have any crazy soreness or anything like that. It's just really tight. So I'm going to see Brent on Sunday, which you guys met in EP1 of this series. I'm going to see Dr. Leon. He's going to get me right, hopefully get my pec under control, do some cupping, some muscle scraping, and maybe some dry needling. So hopefully I'll be able to kind of vlog through that. But aside from that, I hope everyone had a great New Year. I feel like the holidays flew by, but now it's already after, today's, I don't know, January 3rd, January 4th, something like that. Birthday's coming up, birthday's in a couple days, so I'm gonna have a birthday vlog too, so tap in for that. But aside from that, deadlifts, I always have low expectations with deadlifts. It's by far my weakest lift, but it is slowly getting better. I don't want to make excuses for it, but going into the session today, I had the range of 683 to 705, so I took the middle of that range. I took 694 for a attempted double, and also as you can see in the video, I did 694.5 for one rep. I don't feel like I really got the first rep fully locked out. I was just trying to kind of rush to the second rep. I feel like it would have counted in comp. I felt like I was, erect enough. But aside from that, I feel like I was, it was good. And then rep 2, I had no real expectations for rep 2. I kind of didn't expect to get it, but I still wanted to just take it. I think what I should have done, and what I've seen a lot of people do, is they fully reset, and a full reset in a deadlift is that it's not a consecutive and it's not a continuous rep. You finish your first rep, you do a full stop, you take a couple steps back, you re-chalk your hands, and then you go back to it. So in my head, I was like, nah, I just want to get through it, but I really should have taken a step back, kind of, you know, shook my arms a little bit, reset into it, and got into position. Because on that second rep, I was not in position. I felt like the bar was just a little bit away from me. And then as soon as it got to like my knees, I couldn't get my hips through. And honestly, on a good day, like everybody says, but truthfully, on a good day, I definitely think it was there. It would not have been a PR double. I've hit 700 for a double before, so it would have been close to a PR double, but not quite there, which again is okay. But also keep in mind, like, my conventional is on the rise. Like, do not be surprised in 6 weeks when I compete if I end up pulling conventional. Like, low key, conventional is making a strong case for being a primary deadlift. I'm not going to push it like crazy. I'm just gonna kind of let my coach be the deciding factor on what's my comp pool. But conventional could be the move. We'll see. But yeah, so that was the session overall. I think the total today was 1841. It's not enough. My hope is that when I go compete in 6 weeks, I don't want anything less than a 1900 total. And I want it to look great. I want it to not just be a great comp, but I want it to look great. I want to feel great. I want to go 9 for 9, and I want to have a lot of momentum and steam going into my competition June 29th in Atlanta, Georgia.